Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to another Apex Legends video. My name is Sweat if you guys are new. And in today's video, we are bringing you the Season 10 best console settings. This video is sure to put you in the right direction, and although these settings might need a little bit of tweaks per your playstyle, if you're aggressive, if you're passive, you might need to adjust these just a little bit. They are definitely going to put you in the right direction and lead you on the path to victory. So last season settings video, Season 9, we got over 500,000 views on it. So hopefully this one does even better. And I need you guys to once again obliterate that like goal. We need to see, I don't even know, this number might be totally impossible to reach, but 25,000. We got up to like 23,000 likes on the last settings video, and I know you guys really enjoy these videos. Let's drop a like. Everybody watching right now, drop a thumbs up and comment down below why you're watching this video. Is it because you're trying to improve your movement, your accuracy? What is it? Whatever it is, let me know down in the comment section below. And without further ado, we're gonna hop into this video. Enjoy. A quick word from our sponsor. We're gonna get into the settings. Let's go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, before we actually hop into today's video, I do want to give a quick shout out to the sponsor for today, which is going to be Glitch Energy. If you've not already heard of Glitch, they are an energy brand. They have powders, they have supplements, they have merchandise. If you are going to grab yourself something, make sure to use code SWEAT for 25% off. And for my personal sake, guys, I would definitely recommend getting Blue Scope if you have headaches or get eye pain from gaming. I know I do, so I've been taking these lately and it's definitely been helping me. Make sure to use code SWEAT, like I said, for 25% off. You will not regret it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the part you have all been waiting for, the settings. Let's get into it. This is going to be an in-depth breakdown, so if you don't want to see everything in depth, you can kind of just skip around and take some screenshots. But right off the bat, we have interact prompt style. We keep this on default around here. Compact is just going to make it look a little bit cleaner, so we have it on default right now. You can see that we're looking at the heavy ammo. It's very enlarged, so you can see the whole box. You can see where X is to pick up and so forth. We move over to the arc star. It really explains what the item is and how to use it. So for the newer players, this is going to be good. I just like how it's a little bit bigger. Sometimes it's kind of hard to see the stuff on compact, but if we go over to compact, you can see it just says arc star pick up, heavy rounds pick up, you know, attachments pick up. So for newer players, the default is definitely the way to go, and I personally like default. It's just aesthetically pleasing to me. But, well, not really aesthetically pleasing. I don't even know how to explain. I just like default better. Don't come at me. All right, button hints. That's just going to basically show what console or what platform you're playing on. You can see on the bottom right there where it's alternator and prowler. You can see I'm hitting Y to switch between weapons right now. But if we turn that off, that's going to go away, and you're not going to see the visual cues for like the ultimate ability, how to use your Q, stuff like that. So I keep that off. All right, so the third setting is crosshair damage feedback, and let me show you the difference real quick. If you turn that to off, there's no X that's going to pop up in the middle of your screen. If you turn that to on with X with shield icon, you can see that X pop up when you take a shot and when you hit a shot. The X pops up in the middle of your screen, and that's just basically giving you a little more of an indicator on where to shoot. So I would definitely have that on X with shield icon. On to damage numbers, I would 100% put this on stacking. If you turn these off, you won't be able to see any damage that you do, which makes no sense for call-out reasons. I don't know why anybody would have that off. If anybody ever tells you to turn that off, they don't know what they're talking about. Anyways, on to stacking. I would definitely recommend putting this on stacking. It's just the cleanest method, and it adds it up for you so you don't have to do mental math while you're in a gunfight. On to floating, you can see that the numbers just float up, but once again, you're going to have to add those numbers up in your head. If you have it on both, then it shows the floating and the stacking, but that's just a little bit too much screen cluster for me. So we're going to turn that on stacking. Ping opacity, I have this on default. You turn it to faded. You can basically ping an item, and then you can see through it in case an enemy is past it. Let's say it's blocking an enemy. You can kind of see through it at certain points, but I keep that on default. On to obituaries. Obituaries really doesn't have anything to do with the gameplay. It kind of just shows who you kill on their death box. So I keep that on just in case you want to teabag the homies. Do whatever. I keep that on. Minimap rotation, I have that set to off. So what that's going to do is basically keep your minimap in the same spot the entire time. If you turn that on, it's going to rotate to whatever direction you're looking, and that is not the move. When turned off, north will always be at the top of the minimap. That's what we want. Okay, we don't want it turning with us. That's not the wave at all, because that's just going to be very confusing. Onto weapon auto cycle on empty. I like keeping this off because I don't like when my gun switches automatically. Let's say both my guns are out of ammo, for example. It would switch over guns and then for no reason, because I would just have to punch the guy anyways. And I'm an experienced player to the point where I know if my weapon is empty. I think a lot of people, you don't really have to be that experienced to know if your weapon is empty and that you need to switch weapons. So I just keep that off. Auto sprint, I have that set to on, and I will tell you right now, it's because of Wraith and it's because of the heirloom that I can spin the heirloom, or any heirloom that is. Let's say I switch to, what is it, Revenant. I switch to Revenant. I have the heirloom out. I can flip the heirloom around in my hand with the left D-pad and auto sprint. All you got to do is run forward, hit down the left D-pad button, and you can spin your heirloom around and around. And same thing for lifelines and basically anybody's heirloom you can do this with, but it just makes it a lot easier with auto sprint on. And also, you're going to save a lot of sticks. Let's say you use a scuff controller or whatnot. You're going to save a lot of sticks because those things wear out really quickly if you keep pressing down on the button. You don't have to press anything. All you got to do, not press it, I don't know, just like kind of lift your finger forward and it runs for you. Double tap to sprint, I have that on off. We do not like that around here. Jetpack control, I have that on hold. That's going to be huge for Valk. You do not want to be toggling your jetpack control. Let's say you go up in the air right now and you want to keep flying. All you got to do is hold down the button. But if it's on toggle, you got to press it once, and then to fall, you have to press it again. So you'll kind of just be going up in the air until you double tap it, which is not good. That's not what we want. Incoming damage feedback, I have that on 3D. Taking damage closes death box or crafting menu, I have that set to off. You definitely want to have this set to off. Let's say you're in a death box and an enemy shoots at you. It's automatically going to take you out of the death box if you have this set to on, and you might not be able to get that shield swap off in time. So this is going to be crucial to have on, or to have off, if you want to be able to shield swap effectively. Hop up, pop up. This basically just tells you what the hop ups do when you're about to pick them up or when you attach it to your weapon. And I just prefer to have that on. Streamer mode, I have that set to off. If you turn this on, it's going to say every player is like Revenant 6294 or Lifeline 6238. So this is basically just showing you the player names that are in the lobby unless they have their own names hidden. Anonymous mode, and this is what I'm talking about. I have this enabled. If you're not a streamer or not anybody that can really be recognized, then I would just have this disabled. There's really no reason to have this enabled unless you are a decent sized streamer, YouTuber, whatever, and so forth. Usage sharing here, I have this set to enabled. I mean, I've never changed that, so I kind of just keep that enabled. Cross platform play, I can't do anything with that. I can't disable that, so, or I can't enable or disable that. It's kind of just blacked out on console for me. Performance display, I have this off, but if you set this to on, you're going to see in the top right hand side of your screen, shows you the FPS, the loss, the packet loss, and the choke, your ping, and then a whole bunch of other random numbers that I have no idea what those are. But for cleanliness reasons, or whatever, I keep that off. Club invites, I have that enabled just in case you want to get a club invite. If you are sick of getting too many club invites because you're that popular, turn that sucker off, you know what I mean? All right, guys, on to the accessibility settings. I have colorblind mode set to off, but if anybody has watched any of my previous settings videos in the past, they will know that I used to keep this on Tritanopia. I used to do this because it used to make your reticles yellow, and it still does, but the thing that really throws me off about Tritanopia now is when you shoot an enemy, it comes up as being purple, and it's really tough to know when they have a purple armor or whatnot, and then when you crack them, it still shows up as purple, so that kind of just throws me off. So I have that set to off, and if you're not colorblind in real life, then I probably wouldn't set this on unless you want to. I mean, it's just kind of aesthetic type of thing. So subtitles, I have that set to off. Subtitle size does not matter because I have that off. Enable accessible chat features, I have that off. And then convert incoming voice to chat text, I have that off. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's get into the good stuff here. The controller tab. Button layout, I personally have mine on customize in case I want to mess around with any settings and change up any buttons, but I think it's basically set to default right now. You can use any of these other options. I've heard that bumper jumper, button puncher, and ninja are really good for crouch spamming if you do not have an Elite Series 2 controller or a scuff. Personally, my right paddle is bound to jump and my left is bound to crouch, so I really never have to take my fingers off of the aiming stick and the moving stick, which is perfect for me. So that's why I would really kind of recommend getting a controller with paddles. Unless you play claw, then you can get around that. Onto stick layout, I have this set to default. I don't know why you would use any of these other ones, Southpaw, Legacy Southpaw, or Legacy. I have heard of people using these, but I mean, unless you play like that your whole life, I definitely wouldn't mess around with those. Interact reload button, I have this on tap to use. I do not like holding this down for the entire length of my reload. There's really no point in that, so I have that set to tap to use and reload. Crouch button, I do have this on hold, and I would only recommend having this on hold, like I said earlier, if you have an Elite Series 2 controller or a Scuff controller and you can bind the crouch button to one of your paddles. That's going to be crucial, and that's going to be how to crouch spam very, very quickly in this game. Aim button, I have this on hold. Would not put this on toggle for any reason whatsoever unless you like playing like, I don't even know. I don't know why you would do that, so keep that on hold. That's going to be so when you hold down your left stick, that it aims down your sights. You don't have to press it once and then it holds down your aim. So that's definitely not what we want. We want that to be on hold. And I don't know why these things are all exploding behind me while I'm talking. Anyway, survival slot button. I have this set to off. And what this is going to do if you turn this on is it's going to make it a lot easier. I don't even think there's any in here. There's no heat shields in here. Why would there be heat shields in here? Anyways, it would just make your heat shields very accessible. And the reason that I have that set to off is just so I can inspect my weapon, inspect my... what's it called? Wraith heirloom. So if I go over to Wraith, I would not be able to continuously spin this with left on the D-pad if I had that survival slot on. So that is why I keep that off. If you don't have any heirlooms, definitely turn that on. You're going to want that. And it's going to be very good in a pinch if you're trying to get out of zone. I've died a couple times because I have that set to off. Trigger dead zone, set that on none. So exactly when you hit the trigger, it starts shooting and it's not delayed. Menu cursor speed, kind of play around with that to your liking. Once you get it to your liking, kind of just leave it there. This is going to be how fast you scroll up and down death boxes and such like that. So we're on to the sensitivity, moving / aiming part. We got the look sensitivity on 6. These are my normal settings. I'm using ALC settings currently, but I am going to go over both. So I have the look sensitivity set to 6, look sensitivity ADS set to 3. Per optic settings, I have those all jumbled up. We have response curve on classic. That's just what I prefer. And look dead zone on small. Movement dead zone. Personally, I have this on small, but if you have a controller with very, very bad stick drift, you're going to have to move that to large. And that's going to be only a thing like an old controller should have. If you get a new controller and it has massive stick drift, then that is definitely a problem. Inverted look, I have this on off. No reason for me to be looking up while I'm aiming down or whatever like that. Vibration, I have that off. And on to the advanced look controls that you guys want to see over here. Make sure you turn this on if you want to mess with these settings. I have my dead zone on 5. I have my outer threshold on 1. Response curve on 8. Per optic settings over here, you got 1.1 on the 1 times, 1.4 on the 2 times, 1.6 on the 3 to 8 times, and then we have the 10 times optic as 1.9. Those are all set to my liking, so mess around with those. If it's a little bit fast, a little bit slow, then head in there and lower it or raise it based on your preference. We have the yaw speed, which is left and right while you're not aiming down sights. We have that set to 430. Pitch speed at 380. I do not like running any of these other settings. Extra yaw, extra pitch, ramp up time, or ramp up delay. I do not like having any of those on. I never have and probably never will. Onto the ADS left and right. That's going to be 130. ADS pitch speed is 110. And then we have all these other settings set to off or 0 because, like I said, I do not like those. We have the target compensation. I'm going to leave that on. That's going to be your aim assist on console. Of course, you want that on. Or if you're on controller, you want that on in general. Melee target compensation, you want that on. And now they recently added this setting right here, target compensation style. If you're playing on console against console players, I would always keep this on default because 99% of the people are going to have this on default and have 0.6 aim assist compared to the PC setting, which is going to be 0.4 aim assist. So really only turn this off if you want to challenge yourself or you're heading over to PC and want to be on a level playing field as them. That's definitely when you would want to turn this on. But for now, and for just playing against console players, you want to put that on default, or at least I enjoy putting that on default. We back out of that and head to the video settings. We go to the brightness. It's right in the middle. Field of view is on 106. The reason that you want to have your field of view definitely over the default, which is 70, because look at my screen behind me right now. Hold on. Look at how much zoomed in that is, and look at how much I can see around me. So right now, if I run up to this guy, I can see every single one of these targets on the right of him, but I can't see any more than that. So when I turn that FOV setting up to where it was at 106, I would recommend anywhere from probably 96 to like 110 if you want to get away with that. If I hit apply, look how much more of my surroundings I can see. If an enemy was over here or an enemy was over here, I would not be able to see him if my FOV was on 70. So definitely turn that up. FOV ability scaling, I have that disabled, and what that's really going to do is help you when you're playing Bloodhound and when you're playing Octane. When you stim with Octane, when you use Bloodhound's ultimate ability, that's going to basically scale your FOV inwards or backwards. I'm not sure which one it is. One of the two, but it really messes with your FOB, so keep that disabled so that when you use their abilities, it doesn't mess with your aim or your screen or whatnot. Sprint view shake, I have this on minimal. Definitely turn this on minimal. You don't want your screen shaking all over. There's no reason to have that on normal. Then we head over to the audio settings. This is what I have. You can choose to copy it. You can choose not to copy it. Really doesn't matter. Master volume on 100. Sound effects volume on 100. Dialogue volume on 100. Music on 0. Lobby music on 0. Disable voice chat off. And convert incoming voice to chat text. I have that off. So that's going to do it, guys. I apologize. I don't know why these things are all blowing up behind me, but it is super freaking annoying. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. Like I said earlier, if you did, drop a fat thumbs up, destroy that like button, and subscribe to the channel if you learned anything new in this video. It has been Sweat. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day, and peace out.